Fantasy G Podcast with your host, Gerson Aguirre, where winning is everything.
What up, everybody, and welcome to Week 5 Waiver Wire. Last week we had a couple good pickup. This week we don't really have a high priority waiver wire like player we want, but there are some good wide receivers and one running back that I'm really interested in. But let's go ahead and jump right into it like we always do, and we're gonna start with
quarterback.
At quarterback this week, the ad you want to add is Jacoby Brissett. If he's still available in your league, you might want to add him if you need a quarterback replacement for like quarterbacks like that have been going down, or quarterbacks that are underperforming. Brissett, I mean, even without T.Y. Hilton, he had a pretty good game, 310 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he has a really good favorable matchup schedule coming up in the next couple of weeks. Now, I said it last week, he had really favorable schedules for the next 3 weeks. So, Jacoby Brissett, that's probably going to be one of my top quarterbacks that I'm going to be targeting. I'd probably put in, maybe, $5 to $3 on him. Not too much heavy. I mean, obviously, you never really have to bid too high on quarterback. But, yeah, it's definitely one of my quarterbacks that I want to get this week. Andy Dalton, Cincinnati Bengals, is more of a quarterback I want to add for 1 week. He's more of a streamer. Playing the Arizona Cardinals, quarterback you want to add probably $4 to $3, not too much. Don't really feel like you need to go out of your way to get him. I wouldn't be shocked if nobody puts in a bid for him. But yeah, 2 quarterback league, I definitely want to add Dalton, super flex league against the Cardinals. The next quarterback I have on my list is. This is a deeper league, you kind of, in case you need a quarterback and you don't have any other option. Chase Daniel versus the Bears. He's playing the Oakland Raiders. Raiders are really horrendous on the passing attack. They're really solid against the defensive run now. But I definitely want to face Chase Daniel versus the Raiders, and they're playing in London. So this game should be interesting, but... he completed 20 out of 32 passes for 195 yards and a touchdown. Came in in the second quarter, kind of in the first quarter actually. He came in the first quarter because he got hurt pretty fast. But yeah, Chase Daniel, just a deep league or a super flex deep league or bye week problems, or you didn't draft a good quarterback or whatnot. That's it for running backs. Really not too many, but
running back.
For quarterback, actually. Running back is really interesting this week. Jordan Howard went off for a monster game, right? Everybody wants him now. 3 touchdowns, ran all over them. But Jordan Howard, he should be owned as a running back. He plays for the Philadelphia Eagles. He always provides some value. I don't know exactly, depending on the situation, if you own Miles Sanders, you should own Jordan Howard. Because if Miles Sanders gets beat out by Jordan Howard, then you're going to have to play him. But I would spend maybe $8 to $7, maybe $8 to $10, but not too high. The running back I actually want to talk about is Ronald Jones, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's definitely for sure my top waiver wire priority this week. I would drop probably a third in waivers, not a 1 or a 2, but I'd drop probably $20 to $30 on him. Yeah, I'm not sure if anyone noticed, but Bruce Arians, he said he wants to get a real read on this team through 4 weeks, and I think Jones has finally made it official that he's the running back to have. He has 70 yards and a touchdown on 19 carries, and adding a reception for 12 yards too. He's more dynamic than Peyton Barber. I don't really see Peyton Barber being the cut. I was really low on Ronald Jones, to be honest. But Ronald Jones, I watched the game last week, and he looked good. And he graded the highest running back by PFF, which is crazy. Pro Football Focus has him the highest rated running back right now. But yeah, I would put in my money in for Ronald Jones for sure. Rex Burkhead, the next running back that kind of came into dealing with a foot injury, but one of the things that happened that I kind of caught my eye on, Devlin, the fullback, got hurt. I think this is going to help out more Rex Burkhead and James White. So I'd probably put in like a $5 to $6 bid on him to put him on your bench. More like a flex appeal, but don't be going all out for him. But he's just a running back you want to have. Of course, when I mention running back, you want to obviously always target running back. Raheem Mostert, he's coming back off the bye week. I think he's probably the most interesting player that you have in the backfield of that lineup of the three, out of Matt Breida, Jeff Wilson. But he's the most available one. So if you need a running back and you're desperate, Raheem Mostert's definitely the guy. And in the event of what happened to Jamal Williams, he got hit really hard. I think Dexter Williams in a deep league, maybe your dynasty or whatnot, go ahead and give him an ad if he's in your dynasty, but there's more of a dynasty ad, nothing else. But let's go to the next position.
Wide receiver.
Wide receiver, we have obviously Devante Adam injury news, and that was really big this week. Everybody saw it. I mean, the injury didn't look good. Got taken out in like I believe the third quarter or the fourth quarter, one of the two. But he's definitely dealing with the turf toe. He said it. He was painful. Turf toes usually take 3 weeks, guys. Even then, it can be lingering. I mean, just look at AJ Green when he used to have turf toe. But Allison has yet to see more than 4 targets in the game this season, but he has scored twice in the red zone, and 3 of them in that span. So I like Geronimo Allison. I would add him. Also add Marcus Valdez-Scantling too. I would add both of them if they're on the waiver wires. If they're on your waiver wire, I would drop probably $20 to $30 on them. I think they're a top pickup for this week. I put a waiver wire for them, and definitely have them as my top of my roster for waiver wire bid. I think both of these guys can be, really helpful. Wide receiver 2 upside. But the wide receiver I like is definitely Marvis Scantling, MVS, more than Geronimo Allison. But you can't go wrong. You don't know which one is going to break out the most. But I definitely, it's tough for me. But since I always try to go for upside, I'm probably going to pick Geronimo Allison. But MVS is not a bad ad either if he's available. Last week I mentioned Golden Tate. He's still available in like almost 50% of the league. If he's available now and he's coming back from his suspension, I would put in a high bid in for him. I highly doubt it. In most of all my competitive leagues, he's not available. But if he's available in your league, I mean, he's definitely worth an ad. I would put like $20 to $15 on him. He's coming back this week, and he's going to be probably Daniel Jones' favorite target next to Ingram and, Sterling Shepard. I think Golden Tate's going to play the slot receiver, really help Daniel Jones there. But I think Golden Tate could be a really good ad this week if he's still on waiver wire. A couple other guys I'm just going to mention. Jamison Crowder, Cole Beasley. These are guys that you want to add in deep league. I mean, if you have a bunch of bye week coming in. Mohamed Sanu. Those are guys that I probably spend like $4 to $5, not that much. One guy I did mention last week was Paris Campbell. T.Y. Hilton's out again. Campbell led the Colts in 8 targets in air yards at 22% on Sunday. And he plays the Raiders. Played the Raiders with T.Y. Hilton on the injury list off the game. So I think this week I definitely want to add Paris Campbell. I think he can improve from what he produced. It's not inspiring. 5 for 25, but he's a really good wide receiver. He can be a dynamic weapon, and if he starts doing better, he can be that wide receiver too with T.Y. Hilton when he comes back. So I would probably drop like $7 to $11 on him. I like Paris Campbell, so if there's like a wide receiver you have on your roster that's just a dead roster, drop him and add him. Now, other guys I want to talk about, Corey Davis, A.J. Brown. I don't have too much interest in them due to Marcus Mariota's upside. I don't think there's too much upside there. I'd rather not play them, not put in a big bid for them. But if you do need you're desperate for deep league, Corey Davis, A.J. Brown, and Dontrell Inman. I mean, Inman is also dealing with Travis Benjamin being doubtful, and then what's his name, Mike Williams being hurt. Could be a good pickup. I mean, he did pretty good. He caught 5 of his 7 targets for 76 yards, but no touchdowns. But still, that's not bad for a PPR league. So yeah, those guys are the guys I would pick up. Tight end. There's only one guy I really have a lot of interest in. That's Chris Herndon of the New York Jets. Herndon started the year serving a 4-game suspension, so he'll be eligible to return in Week 6. I think he has an upside to be a really good stash right now. So I would definitely add him and drop like your worst bench spot for him. I mean, last year in his rookie year, he finished the season with 39 receptions, 502 yards, and 4 touchdowns as a rookie. So I know he has the upside, and Darnold should be back by then. If not, still a pretty good safety blanket for Luke Falk. But I want Herndon on my watch list. I'm trying to add him. Other tight ends that I would pick up in deep league, probably like 14 to 16 team league. Dawson Knox, Noah Fant, Ricky Seals-Jones, and maybe James O'Shaughnessy. But not putting a lot of money on them. Those guys are like $1 to $2. But I'd put in some money for Chris Herndon for sure. I think his upside is pretty good. Okay, guys. Now we're going to go ahead and go to the streamers of the week.
Quarterback streamers of the week.
Quarterback streamers of the week are Andy Dalton versus Arizona. Arizona is one of the worst defense in this whole year, basically. They made Kyle Allen look like Peyton Manning. Overall, I mean, they've just done horrible against any quarterback that's been facing them. Russell Wilson struggled against them, but I'm not going to look too much into that. But overall, all the other quarterbacks have done very good versus Arizona. Jacoby Brissett versus Kansas City. This is a Thursday night game. So this is a little, I guess you can say, frustrating because I usually don't like playing team players on Thursday night. But yeah, I don't mind that matchup versus Kansas City. Sam Darnold versus Philadelphia, he's questionable, but if he plays versus Philly, I definitely don't mind that. Philly is one of the worst defense versus quarterback. Jameis Winston versus New Orleans. Now, Jameis Winston's probably going to be an add-on waiver wires. If he's available, pick him up, for your streamer. I love Jameis Winston versus New Orleans. New Orleans had a pretty solid week last week, but overall, don't read too much into it. That defense is still pretty bad on the secondary. Now, if you have balls, you have cojones, Kirk Cousins versus New York Giants, man. I don't know if I want to go there, but he's appealing, If deep league, yeah. All right.
Defense, special teams, streamers of the week.
See, even the hospital is coming out for outside of my apartment. They're coming out for that call for the Kirk Cousins New York Giants. So beware, guys. Okay. Defense streamers of the week this week are Tennessee versus Buffalo. We don't know who Buffalo is gonna run at quarterback, and if they run Matt Barkley, I'm all over Tennessee defense. Carolina versus Jacksonville. While Gardner Minshew did pretty well, I still like Carolina's defense. Their secondary is very solid. I think they can do very good against Jacksonville. San Francisco versus Cleveland. San Francisco has a really good front seven. They can put a lot of pressure on Baker and force some turnovers as well as get sacked. Also Cleveland versus San Francisco. But I think the top guys, other defense, Philadelphia versus New York Jets and New York Giants versus Minnesota. But I think the top defense I want, Tennessee, Carolina, and San Francisco. Those are probably my streamers this week for defense that I'm going to be targeting for. So those are the guys I would really want. So let's go ahead and get some updates on injury report. Marlon Mack, ankle. He's questionable for week 5. Jamal Williams, head, questionable for week 5. Justin Jackson, he missed week 4, questionable for week 5. Saquon Barkley, out for 3 to 8 weeks. Damian Williams, questionable for week 5. Devin Singletary missed week 4, questionable for week 5. Kevin Coleman, expected to miss another 1 to 4 weeks. Rashad Penny, he's questionable as well. Now, Jarvis Landry, he exited the game, questionable for week 5. Devante Adam, his toe. Christian Kirk, his ankle. And those are the most important guys. T.Y. Hilton, he's expected to be questionable as well. I don't think he'll play, to be honest. But, yeah. Some of the quarterback positions that were big was Mitch Trubisky with shoulder injury. Josh Allen with the head. Yeah, those guys are probably gonna get replaced pretty soon. They're gonna be off by week. I mean, they're gonna be off they're gonna be on the injury report. T.J. Hawkinson concussion. He's doubtful for week 5, so I would look for a replacement for him. Vance McDonald's shoulder. He's questionable for week 5. Jordan Reed concussion. That guy needs to retire. I don't know why he's still playing. But yeah, I mean, those were my waiver wires pick up this week. Not too many guys that I really have too much interest in. Guys that I would not. I mean, Frank Gore, if he's still on your waiver wires, you can add him. Not really too much I really want. I really want Ronald Jones, though, if he's on the waiver wire. And then I also really want... Now, Philip Dorsett, I mentioned him last week. If he's still on the waiver wire, go ahead and add him. Robbie Anderson has been cut lately. You can add him, too. But these are some of the guys I really have interest in. But I mentioned my pickup. One of the tight end streamers that I have that I forgot to mention was Tyler Eifert versus the Arizona Cardinals. Definitely have interest in him. Ben Watson coming back for the New England Patriots. He could help them. So overall, Tyler Eifert, if he's on your waiver wire, pick him up for you this week versus the Cardinals. Cardinals are the worst against tight end basically this year. Alright guys, that's going to do it for week 5 waiver wire. Sorry it's a short one, but there really wasn't much to talk about and really much wasn't on the waiver wires. But hopefully next week we get some good waiver wire pickup. But with that said, hope you guys win in your season long, and we'll catch you next week.